Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy VII. In the last part, I showed you the fruits of my training, and actually showed you what you can get for finding all 6 flyers. Well, yeah. And in this part, we are going to head further north, to the cold regions of, well, I guess I can't call it Canada, because it's not north of the United States. Anyway, first things first, there is an item back here. Oh, and by the way, you can get into random encounters in this area. The Viper Halberd. This is an equip for Cid. The Viper Halberd has 4 slots and is a double AP gainer. But the Dragoon Lance, in all of its majesticness, has not only more slots, but also higher attack power. Oh, right. These things. These are pretty much similar to Moos, and they actually do L4 Suicide. The problem is, they're just more annoying. See? They actually know Quake 3. So, trick plays, try not to let them use L4 Suicide if you can, because at this point in the game, that's not very healthy for your party at all. Get rid of them as soon as you can. Just make sure that you don't die. I guess I can show you what regen does. It's nothing special. All it does really is that over time, party members will regain their HP. It does not last forever. It lasts for approximately, 3, maybe, actually it lasts up to 5 or 6 cycles of active time, maybe, at most. As you can see, their HP is slowly going up. A very nice thing. And at the end of the battle, wherever it stops, I think, is when the HP is fully restored. Pretty much, so yeah, last minute healing, that's a pretty good idea, actually. But regen altogether costs a lot. Anyway, let's go ahead and climb this seashell in a kind of very odd manner. Anyway, now let's go up here, run up to the top, and then run on the exterior of the shell. And now we will go into this cave when the game permits us to. Now, this cave, it's a bit of a puzzle. I don't remember exactly how to get through it, but you can basically go in here, these like little places. You can't climb up this one specifically, but you can climb up a little bit and go left or right. And I am kind of desperate for water right now. Ah, fuzz. This is kind of a bad combination here. Let's run, actually. Encountering a hungry is bad enough, because, well, they can mini your party members and then they'll shortly after eat them. But having little things that cast death sentence too, it's not all too smart to fight. Anyway, let's climb up this. To get that item, we want to take a right. No, we can't. If you pick the wrong direction, just go down a little and then climb back up. Not too difficult to remember. Now for this, we need to jump off to the left, jump back on, go up, and there you go. That's how you get that item if we didn't run into a random battle. Now that battle's over with, what do we got? A Bolt Armlet. As you can probably guess, this, resists electric attribute attacks. It's not as good as our Dragon Armlet, though, because it halves everything. This drains, this halves. Though it does have more defense, I will give it that. Not as many slots, and it, frankly, I think having all primary elements, water, thunder, and, well, ice, thunder, and fire, is a bit better. Anyway, let's go down to pick this up. If I'm not mistaken, this is the Hypno Crown? Yes, the Hypno Crown. What that does is that increases the manipulation rate. With an increased manipulation rate, well, what do you think? It's pretty darn simple. You can control the enemies easier. Anyway, let's grab this chest. I'm not sure what this is. Mega Elixir. Always nice. Climb down a little to the left. Ah, dang it. Thinking of a song that has "to the left" in it. If you can think of it, I'll give you a cookie. And it's probably not a lot of songs that have "to the left" in it. It's one Oh no, we didn't want to go up. It's one specific one that sticks out in the mind. Anyway, select down, and this is a quote-unquote a secret, but it's not really a secret. I'm pretty sure if you're the exploratory mind, like myself, you would have pressed it down, because there's a Magic Plus materia down there. What that does is, I'm actually going to tell you, figure it out, genius! It's not that hard. I mean, it's Magic Plus. It's right there in the name of the materia. It increases your magic stat, which means you will cast spells stronger. I can really use a... Excuse me, my throat is getting rather dry. I could use a drink of water, so I probably will get that here in a minute. Anyway, exit the cave. We're almost out of here. Check a few crates on the way out. Power source, always nice. Get into a random encounter. Oh goodness, what the f is that? Okay, that's an Acrophys? Whatever it is, it's about to get hit hard with Bahamut. It's just scary, frankly. If there's not a legit chimera in the game, I think that one would take its role. I mean, even though it's all sea creatures, because we got like the hermit crab, some sort of snake I think I saw. Yeah, like a hermit crab, a snake, and an urchin on the back. It would be a good chimera. Anyway, Sid levels up, always nice. And actually, we pretty much have the same amount of money that we would have at the start of, well, at the end of part 71. Anyway, welcome to the snowy region. Obviously new enemies, and of course most of them will be more ice-based, so fire is your friend. I'm glad we actually have this much money, because in the new town there are of course new weapons and stuff. I don't want to use a tent. We'll use an elixir just for Sid. Anyway, we're good on time. As you can see, characters will leave footprints in the snow. And that's kind of a nice detail there on the world map. You don't see it in the, like a little... What would you call them? This is the world map. I guess I would call those scenario maps. Well, not scenario maps. What am I thinking? More like areas, I guess. You won't leave them in areas. Anyway, in the snowy parts, you will encounter enemies like this. The Bandersnatch. Bandersnatches, I think, are okay. But of course, if you sense it, it is weak against fire. I am going to cough again because I'm not getting any water. Guess you guys will have to hang on for a sec. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I just got myself a little bit of a glass of water. If you can call a plastic cup a glass. Anyway, over here, if random battles permit... Actually, this is against a rabbit. I don't remember its specific name. Jumping. I wonder what the Japanese kanji and whatnot would say, translate from jumping. I'm pretty sure they'd use that for, like, rabbit. I'm not really sure, frankly. It's not that weak against fire, but... Damn, Sid. Damn! You did the same amount of fire, too. I honestly salute you. Yeah. So those are jumpings. They can use that carrot they're carrying to, like, club you with. It's called Sword Club. But anyway, over there is our next destination. It is the town of... Oh, what's it called? Well, I guess we'll find... This is like the Icicle Inn area. What's the town called? Oh, Icicle Inn. Works for me. Over here is the weapons store. Grandpa, wake up! We have a customer! Oh, welcome. Glad you came. I'm guessing you don't get a lot of business. Oh, there, you're just dead tired. Anyway, these weapons are expensive. Holy crap. It's worth it to the point, except for Sid's, really. But, goodness me. These are all in the 10,000s range. I wanted to grind up 80,000 gil, but I just didn't have enough time today. So, I get what I get. So, that'll be an organics. I don't know why the sword's called organics. A Hawkeye. God, that reminds me of a character from an anime. I'm pretty sure a lot of you will instantly know who I'm talking about. And actually, surprisingly, we want a Dragon Claw. I will explain my insanity later, but yeah. We obviously don't need anything else, so that's pretty much it. I don't know what that kid's doing. That's not chest, it's barrel. But if we go ahead and look around, see, this over here is kind of like a little house. Now then, let's talk to the woman outside. I just don't want to get her mad at me. It's nearly impossible to reach the northern limits without a map. If you're thinking about going to the northern limits, you'd better take the map on the wall. Well, certainly. I will go ahead and do that. Take the map. Glacier map. There are two... There's hero drinks and a vaccine back here. Hero drinks, actually, are very, very helpful. If I can find it. Yeah, I got a lot of items. Jeez. Hero drinks. Raises ability once during battle. That is literally a buff drink. So, using that, you will just be overpowered. And vaccine protects against transformations. In other words, no frogging, no miniing for the rest of the battle. Just remember, it's not going to work in the battle arena, because each switch of enemies counts as a new battle. At least I think that's how it works. Actually, dang it. We want to arrange my type. Now, that is done with. Let me out, please. Cat. My husband left 20 years ago and still hasn't come back. He should at least be at the foot of the Gaia Cliffs. It's marked to check on the map. Probably is. I'm not saying he is, but, you know, from my many experiences playing through the game, and I've made it to this part like thrice, all in all, there's gotta be somebody up there. Next time I'm gonna make an even bigger one. It's almost finished. Up here is the actual inn. We can't stay at it, I don't think. And what are people doing half naked up here? You heard about the gnarly hill in this town? They tell me it's off limits. Okay. What luck! We came all this way. Crap! It sucks to be you. Why don't you put something on? Whew. What is it? Don't get too close or it'll burn you. I don't blame you. Actually, down here is the bar. It's nice, to say the least. What's with you? You make me sick. Excuse me? Now, if we check the restroom, or don't, just... What are you looking at? That's gotta be the most randomest thing in the world. Just check a restroom and when you open the door, somebody just yells, "What are you looking at?" Don't these restrooms have locks? I mean, we encountered like 5 of them throughout the game. Not like literally, but you get what I mean. Anyway, this house, keep it in mind, there's a little kid with a snowboard in it. And actually, this house up here is... yeah, is very interesting, to say the least. You're probably going to enjoy what you see, I think. Open that. Play the video. Yes. The original Crisis. Doesn't the female look familiar? Well, the girl? The woman? Camera's ready. Then, Ifalna, please tell us about the Cetra. That name should ring so many frickin' bells in your head, you're gonna get a headache. 2,000 years ago, our ancestors, the Cetra, heard the cries of the planet. The first ones to discover the planet's wound were the Cetra at the Nullis Pole. Tell us, Ifalna, where is the land called Nullis Pole? Nullis Pole refers to this area. The Cetra then began a planet reading. Ifalna, what exactly does planet reading entail? I can't explain it very well, but it's like having a conversation with the planet. It said something fell from the sky, making a large wound. Thousands of Cetra pulled together, trying to heal the planet. But due to the severity of the wound, it was only able to heal itself over many years. Do the ancients, rather the Cetra, have special powers to heal the planet? No, it's not that kind of power. The life force of all living things on this planet becomes the energy. The Cetra tried desperately to cultivate the land so as not to diminish the needed energy. Even here, so close to the North Cave, the snow never melts. Is that because the planet's energy is gathered here to heal its injury? Yes, the energy that was needed to heal the planet withered away the land. Then the planet tried to persuade the Cetra to leave the Nullis Pole, but... Ifalna, let's take a break. I'm alright. When the Cetra were preparing to part with the land they loved, that's when it appeared. It looked like our dead mothers and our dead brothers, showing us specters of their past. Who is the person that appeared at the North Cave? I haven't any idea. That's when the one who injured the planet, or the crisis from the sky, as we call him, came. He first approached as a friend, deceived them, and finally gave them the virus. The Cetra were attacked by the virus and went mad, transforming into monsters. Then, just as he had at the Nullis Pole, he approached other Cetra clans, infecting them with the virus. You don't look well. Let's call it a day. That makes for very, very interesting backstory. We've so far learned that what we're fighting as monsters could potentially be deceased ancients. Now that I really think about this, this comes into play in Final Fantasy X too, because in that game, the monsters are just deceased people. My mind equals blown. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm going to cut the part off right here. In the next, so guys, please don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. In the next part, we will go ahead and check out the next 2 videos. So, until then.